What's up, AKs? So, today is a big day. You guys always ask me about my job and Nike, and how's Nike, and how's everything, and I'm ready to tell you guys about my experience, but I think I've been in like a little bit of a funk these past few days. I never really talked about it or talked about Nike because I just felt like I was always nervous of what the perception would be. Like I was always scared to say the wrong thing or whatever, but we're gonna sit down, we're gonna have a little chat. All right, y'all, call me as I get ready. So the beard is gone, the goatee is back, starting to feel like myself again. So I'm about to clean this hair up on the sink, and then I'm about to rinse off, get dressed. And y'all see y'all shortly. Why I keep throwing my pieces up? Like, I don't know why ever since high school, I just been throwing them up. Let me put them down. I'll see y'all shortly. Actually, y'all, I'm about to get K-Sun's reaction. So hold on. All right, so we about to get K-Sun reaction to me cutting my hair, facial hair at least. Let me flip the camera. This is how much hair I want to see. I gotta clean that up, but so let's go get K-Sun's reaction. Baby, close your eyes.
So they end up being like besties. And then the other guy ends up being lovers.
Open them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you look good. Yeah. You like it? You like it better? Yeah. He's back. All right, y'all. I'm about to take a quick shower. BRB. What's up, AKs? Thank you guys for tuning into this video. This video is long overdue. It took me some time to sit in front of you guys and just tell you my story. So to give you guys some background, today I'm just going to tell you guys about the story of my corporate journey with Nike, as you guys know. And by all means, it's not a video trashing anybody's experience or the company or anything. This is just my experience, my views, and my feelings towards it. And hopefully you guys will be able to take something from this by the end of this video. So for context, you guys, I actually recently got laid off or fired. I feel like when some people say layoff, they mean like they got reworked or they got laid off because there was a reduction in the workforce, but I was fired. And that was basically due to performance, as my boss would say. And I don't think it was solely because of performance, that's what I was told. But I will give you guys a journey of how I got where I'm at, then I could just expound on everything. So before I got to Nike, as you guys know, I walked onto the Florida State University track team. It was after COVID happened. As you guys know, when COVID happened, everybody had to work from home. All the track meets stopped. People had to go home from college, all this stuff. So At the time, back in 2020, I was running cross country and track and field at Seminole State College of Florida in Orlando. I think it was Sanford, Florida. And in the middle of the season, around like March or April, we got a mass announcement from our coach letting us know that everybody had to go home because of quarantine, COVID, the 6-foot rule, all that stuff. So for the summer of 2020, as you guys know, I'm a Gemini, birthday June 8th. I got a chance to celebrate my birthday. I was outside partying. But fast forward, I got the opportunity to not only attend Florida State University, but I actually got recruited to try out for the team. I can tell you guys that story another time. Ended up trying out for the team, made the team. I was a part of the 800 squad, so it was me and 2 other people. I changed coaches like every season or whatever. And that time was so rough for me. I don't think you guys know, when you try out for a track team, a lot of times you're looked at differently than full scholarship athletes or scholarship athletes. A lot of times like, oh, that's just a walk-on or whatever. But it's also a cool opportunity because you don't really have much expectations on you, so you had to prove yourself. So I'm used to proving myself. I had to beat one of my teammates who was on scholarship, who ran an 800 in a 600 meter race. Ended up beating him, made the team, cool. However, my experience on that track team was not all dandy. It was tough. I feel like I was like hazed in a way, bullied in a way. I was basically, they were trying to kick me off the team. Not the coaches, but some of my teammates and some of the staff, because of my relationship with K-Sun, and I'll go deeper into that afterwards. But I'm telling you guys all this information because I wasn't in a happy space. I went to Florida State for 2 years, graduated December of 2022. But during the summer of 2022, I got the opportunity to sign up for an internship for Nike. At the time, my best friend Zetta, she was an intern, marketing intern in New York City, but she had to work from home due to COVID. So I ended up getting the same internship, the Nike internship in New York City, and flew to New York City. It was a great experience, had some great managers. And I didn't think about it. Like, I was making my content, I was happy. Mostly I was happy to get away from the whole Florida State track team because it was just a toxic environment for me at the time, and doing content is what made me happy, and it still is. It was a safe space for me. Of course, like, I'm a gay male, bisexual male, however you want to call it, and that was just my safe space, you know, and I always cherish doing content. Fast forward, the internship lasted around 2 months. I learned a lot, it was great, but by the time August came, I had to fly back to Florida to get ready to finish up my last few classes so that I could graduate. And I didn't know at the time that I would be working for Nike full time. So I was just going back, focusing on my studies. I just thought it was such a great opportunity to join the internship because as an athlete, a lot of times we identify ourselves as an athlete, right? So it was a great opportunity for me to just see the real world, like people working, experience the North, New York City, like a major city. It was so cool for me to experience that. So when I got back to Tallahassee, I'm like, I gotta get the hell up out of here. Like, this small city that I'm from, I grew up in, like, it's a whole world out there, and I'm worried about this toxic environment on the track team. Like, no, I gotta go. Anywho, I didn't know how I was gonna do that, but I just always been driven to, you know, make my dreams a reality. So I remember going back to school in August. I didn't return back to the track team because at that point I was working in a computer lab on campus. So my job basically was just kind of sitting in the computer lab, like basically monitoring it. But at the time I didn't know whether or not I got the full-time position because your recruits who recruit you to be a part of the Nike internship call you and let you know how you perform, whether or not the managers that you had felt like you were an asset to the team. Also, that all depends on whether or not they have a slot available to hire you. Lo and behold, I get a call around September, October timeframe where I got a full-time opportunity. I'm like, oh shit, like this is is big. And I was telling my mom, like, yo, like, and I don't know if I told you guys this, but I was in marketing. I was a marketing intern, and I was like basically conducting consumer insights for the basketball team. But I would let my parents, I'm like, oh shit. So let me pause. When I actually got the call, it was during a team meeting at Florida State. I was in the stands, and my coach at the time, the head coach at the time, was just talking to us. He was having a stern speech. He was like, look, if you guys are not running the times, you are not going to run the ACCs. And at the time, my PR was 152 and 800, but in order to make it to ACCs, I had to run 150. Mind you, I told you guys, I changed coaches like every season, but yeah, it just made me a little down, because not only was Florida State a toxic environment for me for track and field, but it was also hard to improve my times, because I'm like, hey, like I don't have a steady coach, I'm not having consistent workouts. I work very, very hard. You know, I was spending after hours doing sandbox drills, hill workouts, push-ups, abs, going to the gym, but in the end, it really wasn't enough. So after having that conversation, like after the coach had the conversation with us and letting us all know, like, hey, like if you guys are not running the times, y'all are not going to ACCs. ACCs was a week from when he was having a conversation with us. And I was just like, all right, well, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I'm gonna just probably finish out this season, and I'm gonna get my degree and I'm gonna figure it out. At the end of the meeting, majority of the team was sprinters, so they was all happy because most of them was going. And I was kind of like a little down, because I think two of the other 800 runners on the team at the time had ran 150, and I'm still stuck at 152. So it was tough just being a part of that environment, not being able to run a personal record, like all that stuff, you know. And it was just kind of going through my mind. I was not thinking about the internship at all or the full-time offer. I was just in that moment, like very sad. And I never forget getting a random call from one of my previous recruiters for the internship. And I pick it up, and they're like, hey, Marlon, like, we would like to offer you a full-time position in New York City. I kid you not, y'all. The meeting got adjourned, and I got that call, and I ran around the whole campus. I was like, yes, like, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus. I'm like, yeah, because I was mainly happy because I'm getting out of that toxic environment. Like, I was happy as hell. Anywho, I basically was telling them, hey, look, I'm graduating December of 2022. I'm getting my degree, and I want to come work for Nike January in New York City. And they were like, okay, cool. So I graduated, moved to New York, and I started working. They put me in temporary housing, like they set me up well. And I was like working in like women's fitness and wellness, and it was fun. Like I had a good time. I will say though, coming straight from college to the corporate world is not easy. I know how to market myself in front of a camera. Like I know how to do content, but being a part of the corporate atmosphere when it came to marketing at that time is a whole different ballgame. And a kid from college who's used to recording himself, making videos, editing, put in that environment, he needs training, you know? He needs somebody to hold his hand, walk him through stuff. And if you guys know corporate is not like that. They expect to hire you, and they may onboard you for a certain amount of time, but after a while they expect you to get it. So at the time I had a great manager. She, you know, was teaching me a lot. It was like me and her working on like women's fitness for the whole New York City for Nike, and it was a lot of work. And I had a time, but I also had imposter syndrome, you know, because I was probably 5 to 6 years younger than everybody in the office that I was in. And they were nice. They were nice, you know, to see me when I first came out there, because they're like, okay, we got this 21-year-old kid, he gonna have all the Gen Z insights, like it's gonna be dope. So I'm excited, you know. I was doing that for a while, and it was, well, I'll say this. A lot of times, and I think you guys can relate, I don't have fun at doing anything that I feel like I'm either not good at or I don't know about it, you know? So me being 21, 22 at the time, figuring out this new job, this new city, this new corporate structure, learning strategies, all that stuff, it was actually a bit overwhelming. And I'll say this too. Although I started in January of 2023, and I graduated from Florida State December of 2022, I had the option to wait all the way to like August to start working for Nike. But I was so eager to move, I ended up working less than a month afterward. And I thought it was gonna be okay. I was like, hell, like, you know, like it's a great opportunity. But once you get in there, people are nice, but it's also all business. And also, like, I'm not from there, so like I don't know if people being nice just to be nice or if they like being like nice nasty or what. But I thought at the time like people was being nice to me, and it was an experience for sure. Like I got to work on some cool projects. I met so many of our like trainers, and we got to go to so many fitness studios to do events. Like I was having a ball, especially when I got it. Probably after about 9 months, I started getting it. Like my manager started, you know, letting me lead a little bit of stuff. Like I was doing my thing, and I was like a women's brand specialist. So that's what I was doing for a year. And my advice for someone graduating college, wanting a big job like that, like I would say, like do your research. A black kid, young black kid, from me from a small town, like if I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be, well, let me clarify. I wouldn't change anything that happened, but I would tell myself like, hey, take a break. Like you just finished college, you just finished track and field. Take some time to relax, go on trips, spend time with your family, spend time with your friends. Like if you got the offer, they ain't gonna take the offer away, especially if you accepted it. Take your time, you know? Because a lot of times what happens is you're so eager to do something and then you end up burning out because you don't understand why. It's because you never took that break. It's gonna catch up to you. Anywho, I was a women's brand specialist for about a year, and then corporations normally have something called reorgs. That's normally when a lot of people get laid off. They're trying to reevaluate funds, figure out where they're trying to shift different money. They may have a 3-person team. If they feel like one person could do that job, then they're gonna fire 2 people, or maybe fire all 3 people and put somebody else in that position to do that job. So essentially that's kind of like what happened with me. So I essentially got placed on another team the following year, May of 2024 or whatever. And it was a scary time. Like, it was scary because nobody really knew anything for certain. Nobody really knew if they was gonna have their job, like if they wasn't gonna have their job. And I'm so new, like I'm at this time 23 years old. I'm like, well, I don't know what to expect. I'm getting paid damn near the lowest. So if y'all let me go, I'm like, damn, y'all really must be hurting. Y'all trying to find some money if y'all trying to let Lamar go. So anywho, so I was placed on a new team, May of 2024. I was in like energy marketing. I was an energy marketing specialist. It's basically culture marketing. I got to work with like all the collab product and everything like that, which sounds cool. But I didn't know what the hell I was doing at first. I'm like, I've never worked in energy marketing. Like I needed somebody to train me, teach me the ropes. And I feel like I wasn't granted that, you know. My manager at the time, I don't know, he just seemed like he had like high expectations, but he wouldn't coach me specifically to get to the level of expectation he had on me. And even when, I remember y'all, it was so traumatizing because I would stay up late nights studying the material, the strategy, everything, and it seems like everything that I said to him, he either found a way to poke a hole in it, he made me feel like I wasn't good enough, I wasn't performing well enough. And it was hard on my mental because, guys, I'm a hard worker. Like, some people say that, but nothing was given to me when it comes to this track shit. Like, corporate and sports are different, but I worked my ass off to make it from JUCO to D1. Hell, to make it from high school to JUCO. Like, I worked my ass off. So I'm a hard worker and I have the work ethic. So if you're telling me that I'm not performing or I'm not working at the level of your expectation, it's not because I don't have the work ethic. It's not because I'm not working hard, but it's because you're not telling me exactly what you are expecting me to do. Anywho, I didn't have that problem from like May, for like the first like 8-9 months of the job. Like I was like coasting, I was learning, like hell, we was cool, like going out for coffee, just kind of chilling, you know, like getting to know each other. And I was like very adamant, like, hey, I'm happy to be on the team. Like I'm so happy I get a chance to learn, do some cool shit. And lo and behold, I remember he let me lead like a Black History Month project. And it was cool because it was my first project that I got to like lead end to end. Basically what that means is like start to finish. And I never forget, like, I was a part of like other projects too, because my role was supporting. Like I was at an entry-level position, but I remember he let me lead Black History Month. He told me like, hey, you got it. I was so excited because that's, as a specialist, you want to be able to, I'll say this, anybody in the corporate world, you want to be able to climb the ladder, right? And as a specialist doing managerial work, that's the biggest achievement, because you get to flex your muscle. You get to show what you've learned. And the fact that I was able to get that without being on the team for a year, I was happy. I'm like, oh shit, like, it's a lot of work. I'm staying up late nights, but I got this, right? So I start, you know, working and learning all the shit that I've learned from being at Nike for the past like year and a half at that time. And I basically ended up doing this great project, which I haven't posted about it yet, but before I like led the project, so at the time I was basically like working on another project, and I had asked him for like a day off because I was just like going and going and going. I was just tired. Some of it came from me never taking a break from college, and some of it just came from it was a lot of information, high expectation. I'm working hard, and he never told me I wasn't working hard enough until what I'm about to tell you guys now, but it was just a lot. It was a lot on my mental. Like a lot of teams are under-resourced, whether that's financially, and this is throughout all corporate. Like teams are under-resourced, and that could be financially, head count, it could be anything. And I remember I asked him for like a Monday off because I was just like tired. I'm like, yo, I just need a day to just catch my breath. He was like, sure. He was like, I think I told him like day of, and you know I'm supposed to tell him 24 hours or whatever, but he made it seem like this was cool, like this was acceptable. And basically what happened was, once I told him that, I got like a PIP, like a performance plan sent to my email after I shut my laptop. And it was rough for me because I was like, damn, like I'm working as hard as I can, and now you're telling me like it ain't good enough. And I'm not gonna go like too much in the weeds and the details, but as you can see what happened, I was basically put on like my duration period was 8 weeks, and he basically gave me some things that he wanted me to work on. And as I was working on those things, I just feel like they just wasn't good enough. And that hurt because I'm like, yo, like I'm spending late nights, I'm walking on eggshells in the office. Mind you, every time I went to the office, I chose a seat right in front of him because I was just so eager to like work, like show everything that I've learned. And I'm like sitting in front of him, I'm freaking busting my ass, commuting all the way from Jersey because that's the only rent that I was able to afford with my salary, and also like the living that I'm used to coming from down south. And long story short, like he ended up firing me. No reason why. He just said, yeah, you just wasn't performing to the way that I wanted you to perform. And I kid you not, so how it went down was, it was like a random Friday. After the 8-week duration period, it was like, okay, they'll let me know how it goes because they have to go into processing and get third parties involved to do the evaluation. And I woke up one Friday, and mind you, during the 2 weeks where I was waiting, I feel like I'm good because like, I'm off this plan, like I'm not stressed out no more, like I'm not like crying or like upset. And basically I get a call put on my calendar for like 9 a.m. And I woke up around like 8 that day to get started with work. Basically, I'll tell you guys this, if you wake up one morning and your manager puts on a random 15-minute call on your calendar, you know what time it is. So I was like, okay, well, I know exactly what this is, but I'm still trying to be optimistic. And I opened up the laptop, hop on the call, he's like, yeah, like I just feel like you've been underperforming, so we decided to let you go. And I was like, okay. Of course, like there's intricate details that I'm missing out because I just feel like this video would be too damn long. But that happened about 3 weeks ago from here. And of course, I have people that I've been able to make relationships with within the office that reach out to me, and I really appreciate that. But I'll say this, guys, like when he laid me off, as I closed that laptop, K-San was like sitting like directly in front of me. I was like, ooh, like it was weird. Like I wasn't sad. Like of course I was mad because I just feel like he didn't do everything. I feel like the choices that he made, and granted, when somebody puts you on a performance plan or whatever, it's not only him making a decision, but I do feel like that was a drastic decision to put me on there, but I also am very faithful, and I know that everything not only happens for a reason, but God is putting me in another position. This is my transition period to walk in the steps of where I need to go. But it was a relief, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I was the work that I was doing at Nike was cool as hell, but man, that shit was stressful. Like the late nights, working 5 days a week, sometimes on weekends, building decks, like it's just a lot. It was a lot for a 20, 22, 23, 24-year-old to be doing. In that high speed environment was a lot. So once I got let go, like I took a few days to really process my emotions, just to see like, okay, Mari, like check in with yourself, like, are you good? Are you cool? Like what's going on? So I was doing check-ins with myself as days went by, because at the time, during that 8-week period, I was watching something called Impact Theory, which K-San told me about. And it's all about like manifesting your reality. So during that 8-week period, I'm like, hell, like this is great information. Like it's talking about positivity, changing up your mindset. And I'm like, hey, look, only thing I'm thinking of is like, hey, let me manifest me not getting fired. You know what I mean? Like I'm being positive. I'm like, I'm trying to manifest not getting fired and all that stuff, because I'm like, it's hard. Like somebody judging your every move for 8 weeks, every single day is hard, you know? And it was minor stuff that would be put on the plan where I'd be like, really? I never forget my team that I was on. I was on a big team, but the team I was on, my boss had asked us to like put links in the Airtable, like every Friday, and I would do it, you know. Basically, it's like project updates. Like he would want us to give him project updates, and I remember one week, I put all the project updates, but I forgot to link a deck to it. It was a minor thing, but it was on the performance plan, and he was like, Amari failed to put pertinent information for the project update in the Airtable. And I was like, really? You can just not put it on there? You can just say, oh, Amari, don't forget to put a link on. Anywho, all that to say, when I was watching Impact Theory, and I think the name is Joe Dispenza or whatever, I don't know, K-San I know, but it helped me change my mindset into thinking more positively. And during that time, the 8-week period, I felt like I was preparing myself for the worst. So after the call, I was okay. You know, I felt like I had already went through my emotions of not feeling good enough, the what ifs in my head. What if I'm fired? What if I stay and it's still a toxic environment? What if, you know what I mean? Like I had went through all those emotions. So by the time I got let go, I was all right, you know? It's weird because my time at Nike was almost like a blur. And when you guys ask me like, oh, Mari, how's Nike? What do you do for Nike? I was scared to talk about it. And it was mainly because I was scared of the perception. The perception from you guys, but also the perception of people in the office. Like they watch my content videos, you know, I was scared of what they may say, what they may think. And one thing about me, I was 1 out of 2 interns that got a full-time position in the New York City office. but I was the only black intern that got that position, and I was the youngest male and black male in that office as 65 for like 65 years. So in those environments, you want people to take you serious. And sometimes when you do content, I feel like sometimes people don't take you so serious, which is a weird thought, but that's just how I felt at the time. And it was a lot, man. It was stressful. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped eating right. I stopped doing my content. Like, I just wasn't happy, you know? But when you're making an X amount of money and you're making a living, sometimes you put your pride, but also your wants aside for the money. And once I got let go, it allowed me to not only get rest and recovery, but it allowed me to really think about more like, what do you really want to do? You know, I kept watching my sermon. Shout out to Pastor Stephen Furtick, because I would not have gotten through life without you. Okay, he's helped me since I was running track at Florida State. Like, I love his videos. I watch him religiously almost every single day. But yeah, that experience just taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about other people, the corporate world. Like, it just taught me a lot, you know? And I think some of my main learnings, one, are, I feel like just because somebody gives you something doesn't mean it's right for you. And what I mean by that is, say somebody offers you a job, right? You could be good at that job, but doesn't mean you have to be there forever. It doesn't mean that it has to be right for you. Like, pray on it. If God say go to it, you know, it may only be for a season. It may only be for 2 seasons. In my case, it may only be for 8 seasons. But, you know, walk with God and trust God. If that's who you believe in, like the universe, whatever you want to call it, like, have faith in that. And if something happens, especially if you are in a young age or hell, any age, you get let go, you get fired, like, hey, like, it's gonna be okay. Take it day by day. You're gonna be all right. Speak life into yourself. Speak positivity into yourself. Rally around the people who love you, who support you. Stay connected, you know, with the people that love you and support you. And just, you know, take your time in your healing process. Where I'm at in my healing process, I will say I am still processing the situation. When I say, I've been telling people I'm okay, but what I mean by that is I don't have like a saddened emotion to the situation. It did make me angry because I do feel like the decision was made unjustly, but I'm also grateful. I feel like being at such a young age, I got the opportunity to really reevaluate and reassess what I really want to do in life. And that's talking to you guys. I always love making content. It's always been my safe space. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I wasn't that vulnerable when I first got on the camera. Like, if you were watching me when I first started making content, I was making content with my best friend So. We were doing like rapper intros. Then I met K-San. We started doing like Real Housewives content. But it was very surface level things. And now I'm just working on being vulnerable. Because I know that I'm a young, black, gay male trying to navigate his way through the world, and I really do feel like I want to give back. Like I said earlier when I started the video, I don't know if any of you guys are going to take anything from this and, you know, it's going to help you, but I'll say this, like, you get laid off from a job, you're going to be okay. Like, they have so many resources for you, and thank God I have parents that call me every day, they check up on me, they let me know, like, hey son, if you want to come home, come home. That's not my prerogative. I don't want to go home. Like, I want to do a lot of different things, but I'm just kind of taking my time to figure it out. But anywho, like, that's my story with Nike. I still talk to some of my old coworkers, some of my old teammates. Like, I do feel like I left a positive impact on that place, and I'm happy. I don't know what the future will hold, but I'm thinking positive, and we're gonna figure it out. Before I close it out, I want to say this though. Your journey is your journey. there may be people that not only try to throw you off your journey, but there may be people that tell you you're not good enough. There may be people that think you're not worthy of positions. There may be people that may be jealous of you. Hell, there may be people that look up to you, whatever. But your journey is your journey. Be confident in yourself. And I'll say this, like, nobody can take self-confidence away from you, you know? And that's one of the major things that I learned from this experience is that be confident. You know, you're where you're supposed to be. You were picked. God put you in the position where you need to be. Whether that's in a corporate job, whether that's making content, whether that's at home eating potato chips right now. Like, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Stay prayed up, be proactive. But also, if you need to take a couple days off, a week off, go to bed or get some rest, like, feel free to do that. I forgot to say this, but one thing that I always tried to do, because although I had a full-time offer, every summer we had a new set of interns. And before I let go, I was actually told that I was going to be an intern mentor, which I was so excited about because every young intern that came in the office, like, I felt like it was my duty to help them navigate corporate and tell them everything that they needed to go to prepare, whether they got a full-time offer or not. I'm like, you gonna learn something from me, okay? But yeah, to the youth, to whoever wants to learn from this, like, hey, like, you are enough. Nobody can take that from you. Like, God placed value into you. There's no man, there's no human that can tell you that you are not good enough, that you are not performing well enough, that you aren't going to make it, or you can't climb the corporate ladder, or whatever you want to do. You can go after your hopes and dreams, and you can make them happen. Because the world is our orchard. We can make anything that we want happen. I'm going on my journey, whatever that journey look like. I'm going to continue to make content for you guys. That's what make me happy. That's what make K-Sign happy. That's something that I'm passionate about. And I want to continue to pour my passion, transparency, and realness into y'all. And at the end of the day, your boy is okay. And hell, we're going to wake up another day and we're going to keep filming. And we're going to figure it out. And one day I'm going to look back on this day and I'm going to laugh. And I'm going to say I'm proud of that kid. That 24-year-old kid that kept going, that did not stay in his bed, that did not, you know, just pout and go into depression. I'm going to be proud of him. I'm gonna be proud that he woke up the day after he got laid off and he went to the gym, he got his haircut, he started eating right, he started back doing the things that he know he should have been doing. I'm gonna be proud of him. And I want y'all to be proud of yourselves too. So that's how I'm gonna close this off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're any of my old coworkers watching this video, hey y'all, I'm doing good. Thanks for checking up on me. And my supporters, like, thank you guys for watching this. I hope this answers all your questions. Am I gonna work corporate again? I don't know, we'll see, but right now I wanna do content. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and AD out. Peace out, guys.
When it's been a few hours, when it felt like days.